Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another live edition of Mafia Roundtable, Sakali's Corner Unfiltered. Glad to see the usuals on, German, Francisco, Scott, Kevin. Good to see everybody. Thank you for coming on, waiting on the show. Today it's about you guys, the listeners, the viewers. It's about just questions, anything you have to say, ask, and I'm gonna have you guys entertain me for a moment. So, but before that, people go to egvodka.com, order it today, 100% gluten free, organic, best vodka on the market. Also, go to Always Lit Cigars, order your cigars for Christmas time. Great Christmas gift, Always Lit Cigars. And don't forget, check out Joe Barone's podcast, The Goodfellas. Really good content over there as well. Let's see. So, what can we talk about today? Let's go into working out. We'll start working out. So what I'm going to start doing is once we get Sakali's Corner up and running, like I said, I'm checking out some gyms. We're going to get everybody together. I'm going to get a group, different age brackets for you, the viewers, for people that want to get in shape. We're going to make it real easy for people to start off. And then through repetition, through day in, day out coming on, you'll see gains. You'll feel good about yourself. And that's what I want. I'm not looking to burn somebody out the first time out. So, and I've been doing this for over 20 years, well over 20 years, my early 20s, as far as weights, training. And I've did every type of workout you could think of. Remember, folks, I have 20 years in prison. So I experimented every type of routine you could even think of. Routines that I even found in the muscle and fitness back in the day from the 60s, 70s. Just routines that are unbelievable. So we're going to go into different workouts. We'll start off with cracking the shell, and then we'll take it from there. But I want people to feel good about themselves. Come on, we'll have a nice forum. You could come on live and we'll take that from there. And then if you want to take it one step further, I'll let everybody know my eating habits, how I lost weight when I wanted to lose weight, and how I put weight on when I'm looking to gain. So we'll talk about that. Also, you know what? I watch Stephen A. Smith a lot, and I like his commentary. Very, very articulate, eloquent speaker. He could get very passionate at times, but I like his thoughts, his mentalities. From what I see, he keeps it real, and I respect that. There's some things I agree with him, some things I don't agree with him, but overall, he's really puts out good content. And one of the issues he was talking about was transgender, and I've always said this on my show. It's one thing somebody wants to, have their sex change, cool. But to participate in women's sports, so you're a male, you become a female, and then you're going to engage in female sports, whether it be boxing, swimming, and that's definitely a disadvantage to all women. To have preference going to a female bathroom, I disagree with all that because at the end of the day, you're still a male. But and that's one thing that I didn't like, but I agree with Stephen A. Smith with that, without a doubt. So because that has to stop because it's truly unfair to women, and we saw that in the Olympics with the boxing. So, that's one of my feelings with that. And let's see. I'm just going to take questions. Keep it light today. Whatever you guys want to talk about, you tell me. Let's see. Where's everyone watching from? We have Denmark in the house. There's Scotland in the house. Who else? As we go, people will tell me where they're from. So that would be really awesome. Okay. I need to lose a good amount. Carmela, don't worry. We'll get you in shape. So that's for sure. And you know what? It's about taking baby steps when you're working out, when you want to lose. Because here's what happens when somebody runs, they want to do it right away. Well, I got to do it. I got to do it. They burn out. They burn out. Some people, they'll go into the gym the first time, they'll lift everything, they'll be going crazy. They might do it for 2 days. Then they're so sore afterwards, they give up. And that's what you don't want to do. So I have programs, I have systems that make you want to go in, because after 7 days of going, you want to go. You become accustomed. It's creature of habit. So your body acclimates to that. It's urging to go into that. Just like your eating habits. When I wanted to lose weight, I stopped eating past 6 o'clock at night. So probably about 4:30 would be my last meal. And at first it was difficult. You're craving, you're craving, you're craving. Once you break that for like 4 or 5 days, that you get through that, it's all right. You don't crave anymore. Once in a blue moon, you'll crave. And it just becomes really easy. Your body acclimates. So just like waking up every morning, I'm up every single morning. I start waking up about 1 o'clock. Then three, I don't come out of bed till about 3:30, 4 a.m. Because my body would be run down. But that's the time I get up. And it's just every morning I get up religiously, whether I go to bed 9 o'clock at night or whether I go to bed 12 at night. I'm up at that hour. So we have Joe Hernandez, Orlando. We have New York, we have UK, we have Orlando, we have Connecticut in the house. There we go. There we go. We have Westchester. Greetings from Westchester. Sandy Shoes Hotel. Richie, good one. Richie said, you owe the Sandy Shoes Hotel $3.25 for missing towels. Listen, Richie, they're missing bed sheets too. So it's sad. I'm joking, but a tragedy happened there. But good one, Richie. I like that one. You made me laugh with that one. Cynthia, good evening, sweetie. Hope all is well. John, we have Davenport, Iowa in the house. Good to see you, John. Like I said, folks, say what you want to say. This is about the viewers giving back, and that's it. I'm going to hit your subscribe buttons today. But we'll just have some fun, crack some jokes, whatever you want to do. Keep it light. If you want to talk shit about me, talk shit. I'm good. I'm good with all that. Folks, the book is coming out soon. I use Palmetto Publishing. So we were just talking about I'm coming out with the hardback and then the paperback as well. So the covers are being revamped. They're going through it. They said I should have something by tomorrow. I saw an email today, but I didn't get a chance to read it. So we'll see. And I'll keep everybody posted when we're breaking them out, when they're coming out. Who else we have? Cynthia, me too, up early. Listen, I love it early. No phone calls. The only thing about getting up early when I was doing work overseas, Africa and Pakistan, Dubai, they're ahead of us. So my 3 a.m. was like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. for them. So I started getting calls at that hour. So it disturbed my paperwork time. At 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I feed the cats. I have them around me. I do my research. I answer my emails. I look at what businesses I'm going to get involved in, what I'm not going to get involved in. So I have a lot of things coming across my table. And it's just my quiet time. There's no disruption. So we have John Ramsey. Hi, Dom from Davenport. Again, I'm sorry. Oh, let's see who we have. I started not eating past 6 p.m. and got on olive oil thread. You sleep better and it curbs your appetite. Okay. And if you're also looking to lose weight, folks, here's what I did. I wouldn't eat at that hour. Now, the next morning when I got up, I would have grapefruit juice and just a shot of black coffee. Get my metabolism, get everything going. Wouldn't eat anything. I would go do my cardio and my workout. Now what happens is there's no food. There's no fuel in your system. Your stomach's empty. And so what happens is your body goes to the fat cells. So you're burning the fat at that point. Now, after my workouts, I'd come in, and what I would do, I wouldn't carb up. I would eat protein. I would eat protein. And then maybe about an hour later, then I would carb and more protein. So I would have a can of tuna or something, just put a protein shake, just straight protein. But more than likely, it would be just a can of tuna, can of chicken. This is when I was locked up. So that's what I did. And I found I started dropping weight quick. So it's just another thing that I found worked for me. What's up, Dom? When are you coming back to the West Coast? Uh, cor- Corruption connection. I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. My schedule's all over the place right now. Originally we have Astoria, Queens. Joe Hernandez is originally from Astoria, Queens. Nice. Alfonso, nice to see you. Hey, Dom, it's Alfonso from Brooklyn. We got Brooklyn in the house. We got Boston in the house. Daniel, shout out from Boston. Low Mass. There you go. East of Boston. This is from Kev Smith. I need carbs. Can't put the weight on without it. True, but we're talking about losing weight. So that's another thing. Bulking up is totally different. So, and it's funny because I started curbing my eating habits, but really I stopped drinking since Thanksgiving was the last time I had a cocktail. So I'm just cleaning my system out, but I'm hitting the weights hard again. And sure shit, I was down to about 222. Now I'm up to 234. It's easy for me to put weight on. Remember, I'm 57 years old, so my metabolism slows down unless I'm doing cardio. If I do cardio, it burns, but I basically eat what I want. I watch, if I'm eating too much cake, I'll pull back, but I want to enjoy my life. I'm not going into any bodybuilding contest. We have Brooks. I drink iced coffee with skim milk and protein powder for breakfast every morning. Listen, that's good if that works for you. Perfect. Hey, Dom, can you talk about Ronnie G? Gene said he was a big time earner. No, Ronnie made money. Ronnie was in the streets. Gene's not bullshitting. Ronnie was a big earner. He did very well for himself. And at that time, he was around his cousin, Jerry Asaro. Jerry Asaro was his captain. We have German in the house from the land down under. Here we go, German. Thank you again for your contribution, as always. German, I'm going to owe you a really expensive dinner and drinks when I come out there. What's your thirsty? Okay, you got me on that. What's your thirsty and not sure what to drink? E.g. vodka will quench your thirst. Now available in 3 fantastic flavors. So please order now and enjoy a delicious glass of E.g. vodka. German, what I'm going to do, I'm going to load up the suitcase, put some vodka in there when I come down there. So hopefully soon. I'm looking to go on a trip to get away for a while. So we have John Ramsey. Hey, Dom. Did you know Sal Vitale? I knew of him. I never met Sal Vitale in person. I heard nothing but bad things about him. Nobody really liked him. They just tolerated him because of Joe Massino. And Sal was too into himself, conceited. He was a gavone. And when I say gavone, somebody like you're standing there, he'll just rip loose at his ass in front of people, like not be embarrassed. And me, it's not cool. I don't like that. I think that's disgusting. So, if you're at a restaurant, you're ripping one, like, come on, where's your class? So to me, it's just a gavone. We have Elmhurst, Queens in the house. Would you do a sit down with Gigante's daughter, Rita Gigante? I'll do a sit down with anybody. So you set it up, I'll do it. Not a problem. Shout out. And also, Sakali's Corner Unfiltered will definitely be having a lot of different people in and out of the show. I will not be solo with that. So that'll be a good thing. Let's see. Shout out from the land of kilts. We got the land of kilts in the house. Alfonso. Let me see. Me fighting with I mean, going through. Thanks for caring about me, Alfonso. Alfonso, just stay strong with the problems. I know some people, the holidays are here. They get more depressed. Just look at it as building blocks. That's all. Once you get through this period, you got over it. You got over the hump. Move forward. Move forward. Every time you get over your depression, your depressed periods, it makes you stronger. Makes you stronger. Look back at your last depression. When you came out of it, how'd you feel? So get into that mindset. And again, music, music, music. Put that powerful music on that you like. Go into your fantasy world. Dream, vision, and it helps. It helps. It surely helps. That's what I did a lot in jail. Believe me, it helps. It helps. We have Liquidators Inc. Dom, didn't Joe Messino make a killing with his boiler rooms in the 90s? Absolutely. Joe Messino, Frank Coppola, they made a killing with that. Yes, they did. And the funny part is, folks, when you get made, they tell you one of the don'ts that you can't do that'll get you killed. There's no stock trading. Stock trading. Yet, they're the biggest hypocrites out there. So that's what sucks with the life. So it is what it is. What else we have? Dom, every at Amico's on Tremont. Americo's. Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. We have Lori 84. Brains over brawn. Look at Carlo Gambino. He wasn't tough. He was smart. That's the best approach to being successful in life. No, you're wrong. The best approach of being successful in life is your drive, your determination, your ambition, your hard work. That's what's successful. That's what's successful in life. Not being afraid to fail. That's being successful. So, but he was successful in his position. That's for sure. Cynthia, music is the best. What type of music you work out to? Listen, I have rap, R&B, freestyle, all different types of music. One of the younger guys came up to me and said, "Tom, what are you listening to? Let me hear." And I had some Run DMC on. I have a lot of different music. This is one of my favorite songs when I'm working out. So that you said that, Cynthia, here we go. Let me pull it up. And this is definitely one of my favorite songs. If I can find it. Let me go into my other playlist. But I like it all. Definitely like it all. So that's one of my songs that gets me going. So, but I listen to it all. That's the one thing about prison. They can lock you up, but they can never take away your mind. Kevin Smith, that's so true. In prison, you know what I found? People trip out when they go to segregation. That's the when you get a disciplinary report, they put you in lockdown. And at first it's like, oh man, man, man. But then once you settle in, you get some books you start reading. And at the time, I mean, I read all the Robert Ludlum books, Born Identity, Born Supremacy, Born Ultimatum. You really get into the books. Like a good writer will pull you in where you don't want to put it down. And it's just, and you acclimate. Before you know it, your days are flying by real quick. So you just have to, and then you put the headsets on, you daydream, you go out there. They call that too. When the Buddhas meditate, they go outside their mind. So it's daydreaming, fantasizing, just go. And then they say they go outside their body, they could see themselves rising. And it's just, freeing up your mind. In the prison, you never let the prison capture your mind. That's do the time. And that's it. Vito, we have Fort Lauderdale in the house. Good to see you. What else? Do you have any stories about Chicago outfit? I have stories that Nicky Calabrese told me. He did tell me his brother was just a total animal. Actually busted the whole side of his face one time. Nicky said something to him and he punched him, broke his eye socket and everything. But we'll go into that later on. I'll go into some Nicky Calabrese stories. But they were dangerous. They were dangerous, that's for sure. How's the weather where you are? This is painful in Philly. Well, I woke up this morning. It was 41 degrees. Today, right now, it is a warm 69 degrees. And tonight it's going down in the 50s. But that's what I like about Orlando. You do get that little change of season, a little chill in the air, and it feels good. I like to see Dom do a sit down with Jimmy Calandra. Listen, I'll definitely have him on the show. Jimmy, I've heard a lot of good things about him. We missed each other in Lewisburg. Let me go on what you're saying. For those of you who don't know, he ran the Bath Avenue Boys. They did a lot of heavy lifting for the Bonanos in the early 90s. No, I'd like to have Jimmy on. We could have Jimmy, Gene, if A-Light wants to come on. Even Sammy. Sammy could come on. He could take a shower. Have a shower. So, no, I'm just joking. Throwing some digs at him. But we have Enzo here. Usually when wise guys are around legitimate people, they talk stocks, not going to talk gangster stuff. No, you're right. And it's funny that you say that, Enzo. I was straightened out as a made guy. All my investors, my bankers, all the legitimate people I was dealing with, I met them outside the Bronx, whether it be in Queens, Manhattan, most of the times Manhattan, Westchester, and nobody knew who I was. They knew who I was. They had an idea, but nobody knew my position. You're talking about construction. You're talking about investments. Never spoke gangster stuff. Never showed them the other side of me. I didn't have to because it's all legitimate. And I got a lot of respect. I had some heavy hitters around me. And they just, they liked the way I conducted myself. And then when it came out in the newspapers who I was, they couldn't believe it. They were in awe. But it happens, But you just have to know how to treat people the way the situation's going. Okay, so it's whoever you're sitting down with, you have to change. You can't treat a legitimate guy like you're sitting down with gangsters, and you can't sit down with gangsters like they're legitimate guys. So, and that's basically it. Let's see what else we have. Do you think the U.S. needs to move more towards prison system based rehabilitation instead of punishment? I definitely believe. Okay, I've been doing time since the 80s. State prison and then federal. So federal was early 90s. And the system back then, in the federal system, they had programs. They had colleges coming in teaching you. They had vocational tech programs, teaching traits, rehabilitating. And then what happened, I think it was in 94 and 95, the Zimmerman bill came out. I think Zimmerman was a senator or a congressman out of North Carolina. And he said we were living too well in jail. They cut all the programs out. They stopped everything, stopped the weight program funding. And believe it or not, folks, the weights in the system helped. Because there's days you get frustrated, you're aggravated. You go to the weight pile, and most of the people that work out on the weight pile, once you have a hard workout in, an hour, 2 hours of working out, you're tired. Your body's tired. All that aggression's out of you for the rest of the day. So weights do help. It does help. But you get these asshole congressmen that they don't know. They just want to take. Now the prison system, it's cattle. It's money for them. They see dollar signs because the government gives them a ton of money. It definitely needs to be revamped, restructured, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting because these guys are going to get out. They're not going to have any traits. They're in for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. They're coming out. They don't know anything but put a gun in their hand and take it. And at that point, they're like, what the heck? Been in jail for 20, 30 years. What's the big deal? Like, I'm going to do me and, I can't. It's just has to change. It definitely has to change. Dom, please listen to REN. He's an independent artist. He writes, produces all his own music, plays guitar, and he raps very well. His lyrics are of change. I definitely will. I'll check it out, Carmelo. Thank you. Rogers, thank you for the contribution. What were the mob guys' view on Goodfellas and Sopranos? Goodfellas, everybody liked it. Well written, good script. Sopranos too. They had, some things were a little far fetched, but more than likely it was on point. People say, "Oh yeah, I'm not watching that shit," but everybody watched it. So, but it was very good, well written. 2 shows were really good. Costello, do you miss New York? I miss the days in New York, the old days when you had the communities where the neighborhoods were the neighborhoods. I miss growing up. That's what I miss. I do miss New York City at times, the nightlife. It was nice, the restaurants, but I'm happy. I'm content now. I'm older. You're into yourself. You're not that party-go-lucky guy always going out. I can't. My mindset's different. You get older, you slow down. That's what it comes down to, basically. Dom, if you had to start with $100 and make $10,000 in 3 months, how would you do it legitimately in 2024? $100 to make $10,000 in 3 months. So that's a difficult task to do, Rogers. I would try with the stock, but it's still $100, $10,000. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. So, maybe a year. But once you get over that mark, that you're even up to 10,000, even with the stocks, it's a little bit easier now to make because you progress. But you go slowly. You have to take baby steps. So you have to. I would say with the stocks, you invest that 100, hope to make 20, then 40, then you just keep on reinvesting it, and before you know it, you'll have it. So it's the best advice I could give with that one. Philly Bob, Dom, if you were one person in the life that you feared, who was the one person in the life that you feared most? Who was it? Well, right now, who I would fear, if he was out, would be Vinny. By far, Vinny. There's other dangerous guys out there. Ernie is a force to be reckoned with. And those are probably the only 2. But, fearing, I would just say dangerous, the most dangerous. As far as fearing, I'm not scared of anybody. When my time is up, my time is up. Not that I'm looking for it, but, but I think the dangerous is a better word. Jojo Carrazzo died. Heavyweight earner. Never had the opportunity to sit down with him. Tough Tony stories. Not too many. I was around them quite a few times. Just Tough Tony had a lot of young kids around them, good kids. And I say kids, they were probably a few years. No, they were kids. They were in their 20s, 30s. But a good group. Tony was very well liked, well respected, and serious guy. Serious, good racquetball player too at his age. Could play racquetball, that's for sure. Uh, how much do you think Mikey Washwoman, the nose, makes a year as a boss? Um, Mike is not making what Vinny or Joe Messina would have made. That's for sure. Um, I don't know. Maybe I would say a million and a half dollars. Um, if they're still producing, I think that, and that's nothing for a boss. Let me tell you something. Mikey Washwoman, please, people, if you're going to write something, Kevin, Mikey Washwoman, the nose. He is the bitch of all bitches. Just a stone cold punk. 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 I know he watches. So, Michael, this is for you. Why don't we do a boxing match? Won't be scripted, pal. Won't be scripted. And I can only use one hand. I'll let you pick my right or my left. Do you like that one? This is my right. That's my left. Whichever one you want. I could block. I could keep them up. So if you say just left, I just throw my jabs. If you say right, then I'll go southpaw. I'll just throw jabs, hooks, uppercuts. Just one arm. And that's it. That's it. We'll take whatever proceeds. We'll donate it. We'll donate it to an orphanage. How about that? Mikey, you don't have the balls. You are a punk with a capital P. P. Punk. Mike Punk Washwoman the nose. That's what you are. So he's just a disgrace. He's what you call a grenade. A grenade. A real grenade. How could you go with somebody's wife while they're in jail? Another made guy. You are just a low-life scumbag. You're on the level of a John Dill, the disbarred attorney. Michael Washwoman the nose. Let me write a letter to a girl. I'm going to write a letter to his wife that her husband's going with my girl while I'm in jail. You're a punk. You're a punk. That's the boss of the Bonanno crime family. Could you believe that, folks? That's the boss of the Bonanno crime family. Stone cold punk. Punk. Writes a letter. He goes to the woman who he went with, whose wife, the husband was in jail, made guy. Michael knows the snake he is, went with the wife, became his girlfriend. Then Michael knows went to jail, and the same girl went with somebody else. So Michael knows was upset. So let me write a letter to that guy's wife and tell him he's going with my girl. Michael, you're a punk. Maddie Madonna got wind of that, saw the letter, and called Michael Knows a rat. Maddie Madonna called him a rat, put a label on him, he's a rat. Maddie's right. Maddie's right. And you know my feelings to Maddie too, but Maddie's right. Maddie Madonna was right. Michael the Washwoman the nose, stone cold punk, and a dry snitch. He's a dry snitch. So take my challenge up, Michael. Let's go in the ring. One hand. I'll just throw punches with one hand. All right. We'll see how big you are. Any boss would take that challenge. Any boss. But you're not a boss. You're a punk. So how about that? So, okay. How much are the bosses making a year? In all the crime families, it depends. It depends on how. I would say anywhere from 3 to 5 million a year. I would say they're taking in. You know, remember they're still doing their things out there. It never stops. Did you ever meet Tommy Karate? No. Heard about him. Heard a lot of good things about him in jail, but we never crossed paths. Did you know Jimmy Calandra with the Bath Avenue Boys? Any stories? Actually, I could get a lot of stories. I have somebody from over there who told me a ton of stories, and I'll bring them on. The stories, I'm not going to divulge the person, but I'll have him give me some stories, and I'll talk about them on Sakali's Corner Unfiltered. Cynthia, looks good, Dom. Good job. Thank you, Cynthia. Actually, I'm definitely going to start boxing again. It's really good exercise, and it just helps. It helps with the joints, your movements. So, Roman excellence. I don't believe that story. Name the other guy. Name the other. You know what? For you, I will. It was Michael Melnish. Michael Melnish was going with Charisse Rodolfo. That was Charisse Rodolfo was Joey Labrado's wife. Michael Washwoman the Nose went with Charisse while Joey was in jail. Joey came home, didn't do shit. Then when Michael went away, Charisse went with Michael Melnish. And they did get Michael Melnish beat up outside of Rayo's. They beat the shit out of him. And Rayo's, Michael Washwoman the Nose sent people down there to beat him up. But Michael the Washwoman Nose also sent a letter to Michael Melnish's wife saying, your husband's going with Charisse. Your husband's going with Charisse. He's a bitch. That's a rat move. So there's a letter on the internet. Google it with me. He's saying my father's a junkie. I'm a lowlife. I'm this. To a woman. He's writing that to a woman. This is a mobster. This is a boss. You're writing a woman this? That's a punk. So go on the internet. My letter is on the internet. They wrote to another woman. So that's what Michael Knows is about. Michael Washwoman the Nose is about. Snake, thanks for the contribution. Collection day. Everyone kick up to the boss. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Philly Bob, Dom, what's the most money you've ever made in a year? I don't know. It was 7 figures by far, easily 7 figures. Dom and I should get in the ring together. Whenever you want, we could do a celebrity boxing match. I'm good. I just need about 3 to 4 months to get into boxing shape, to get my stamina up. That's it. That's all I need is my stamina back. Dominic, I've got a story for that, but I'll tell you next time, Sakali. All right, Vinny. Thank you. So, we talking about Mikey Washwoman? Mikey Washwoman, the nose. Mikey Washwoman Mancuso. We'll skip the nose. I just like Mikey Washwoman. That's a better one. You said you had a Tough Tony story when there was a problem went to the Bronx. You know what? I'll tell that tomorrow, Tough Tony. Story, STOY, Bronx. Okay, wrote that down. Dom, deal with Mike. Listen, I deal with him all the time, so he won't deal with me. That's the issue. He won't deal with me. What I'm trying to do, folks, I'm trying to egg him out. So I know he listens. I was told today he listens. I was told he gets very upset. Ooh, I'm scared, Mike. I'm scared. Ooh. Nobody, you know what? Not going to work, pal. So come on out. Strap your balls on. Let's do this. Go into a ring. Give all the money to charity. So it would be my pleasure. One hand, one arm I'm going to use. One arm I could throw punches. But I have to keep it up. Can't have it tied in. They need it to block. That's if you could hit me. Do you think the Bonanos did right by giving Lefty a pass for the Donnie Brasco situation? I'm not sure they gave him a pass, but things happen. Things happen all day long. So especially in that life, you could get bamboozled. And I don't blame the person that brought him in. What about the other people around? Nobody else picked up on it. So shame on them. Or shame on them for letting somebody in that nobody knew him. So nobody was able to vouch for him. So shame on them with that. The truth Let's say some guy named Randy watching this goes up to a man, uses on the street, and says, "Hey, Mike Washwoman Mancuso." Would it cause a fight or would Mike back down? Good question. Good question. Um, if it's a thin kid, if it's somebody thin that Michael knows he could crack, he'll crack him. Michael will crack him. If it's somebody big, my size, bigger, or intimidating, or somebody that, if it's somebody big, Michael's not going to do jack shit. He's going to not going to do anything, and that's the type of guy Michael is. So, I heard he got punked in jail too. Somebody cracked him, and he didn't do anything. So, not this bid, the last bid he did. So, sounds like a player hater is the Banana boss. Yeah, somebody who's just really. How could you write a I mean, what you did was done to you, and even worse because it was your girlfriend. It wasn't your wife. So what you did was worse. And then you go and okay, you send some guys to beat up Michael Melnick at Rayo's. At Reno, they beat him up on the steps outside the steps. But then you write the wife a letter telling her, Michael, your husband's going with Charisse. That's really disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. And that's a boss. That's a boss. Keep your mouth shut. Handle it. Handle it. But Michael, listen, and you know what? Somebody brought this up to me today, and I always said, and this makes sense, folks. I gave Michael the benefit of the doubt for shooting his wife, killing his wife. He brought her to the hospital, left her outside the hospital. They said they were all coked up. I said, yeah, it was an accident. But the person talking to brought to my attention, they said, Dom, she got shot twice. First time's an accident. Like you shoot, bring the person there. So yeah, so they made a good point. Shot her twice. I think once I don't know if it was twice in the head, once in the head, shot her somewhere else, but he shot her twice. So yeah, he that doesn't look good. So being an accident. So I'll retract my words. Killed his wife. Killed his wife. Drug induced. Who knows what happened? You know, maybe when she was putting that thing up his butt, she didn't do it hard enough the way he likes it, and that's it. So he shot her. So I know who you look up to. Who did Ernie look up to? Without saying about Ernie. Great question. Really good question. And no, if I come across it, I would just have to say the Chin. I would have to say the Chin. That's who he looked up to. But I have some stories with him. He was very well respected even before he got straightened out. Very well feared, and I'm not going to go into any of that, but that's one guy who's, that's a legend, another legend, good guy. I say good guy out of respect. So, Dom, do you think you were under FBI surveillance before you got arrested? I think I saw a picture of you and two other guys on a construction project. Yeah, that photo was of myself. I saw them. I'm looking right at them. I have my burgundy short set on. That I still have that short set. I'm going to auction it off one of these days. But I was with Vinny and Anthony Donato. And yeah, they were just checking us out. But everyday surveillance, no. That's the only photo I've seen. There's one other photo that when Bruno got violated, Bruno came into the Bronx, and there was a photo. They violated Bruno because he was with us. They tried violating me, but I just finished my supervised release. So, long story short, Bruno sent word out. We got him violated. We had heat on us. We had this, we had that. Come to find out, it was Bruno's parole officer that took the photo. So, like Bruno, Cuckoo, that was his nickname. And I say that we called him Cuckoo, the court gesture. and that was his nickname. So we go, Cuckoo, like it was your probation officer. So wait, let's get this straight. Your probation officer is tailing us. But it was all good. It was all good. Bruno got a laugh out of that when he came home. We're breaking his balls. Um, hey Dom, would you bring on sports expert betting and athletes? A lot of them views. Yeah, no, I have some sports people, people out of Vegas that will definitely come on. So yes, we'll do everything. We have John Doe. It was the best time watching you and Chris Walpole. Oh boy, this is a John Doe. Okay, this is going back to my St. Benedict's days, obviously. So it says it was the best time watching you and Chris Walpole going at it at St. Benedict's gym on Saturday morning playing basketball. Those were the best days. Those were great days. And actually, I had Mikey Walpole on my team. We had the intramural basketball on Saturday mornings. So Chris Walpole, Chris Jennings, we had a blast. Richard Hughes, I had more fun with him in high school. Those were the days. Those were the days. And you know what, folks? I turned my street life came into effect, I would say later in my life. I would say 17. That's when I started turning. Uh, I would have before, but St. Benedict saved me. Really. They had just an intramural program, all different types of sports from volleyball, indoor hockey, flag football, basketball. They had the JV, varsity teams, softball teams. And I engaged in all that, every sport, track and field. And that just kept me occupied. That kept me away from the riffraff. And, if I could do it all over again, I went to college, probably try to get a law degree, become a politician, stockbroker. That's where you make the money. But I'm okay the way my life turned out now. Went through a lot, though, a lot of heartache. Any powerful Bonanno associates during your time on the streets? Oh, associates. Well, I was an associate. Ace was an associate. Yeah, Jimmy McManus. Jimmy McManus. That's my boy. Got a lot of love and respect for him. We used to bounce around like there was no tomorrow. So definitely him. Joey Gambini. He was the force to be reckoned with as well. You had some guys out there. You had some guys. Gene, another guy, even though we never met out there at that time. Just bet against the Jets and Giants. She'll be okay. The Bronx and Harlem often go hand in hand with the mob. Was there any rivalries, though? No, Bronx and Harlem basically are hand in hand. We were known, especially when we went to jail, the Italians from the Bronx and Harlem always dealt with Hispanic and black. And a lot of guys from Brooklyn, the Italians didn't care for that. But with drug dealers, a lot of heroin dealers, that's what Harlem was known for. So hand in hand, that was it. I treat everybody fairly. And that's basically it. Shooting the dice with washwoman. That's what I like. See, shooting the dice. If I could send you money, I would send you an envelope right now. Would washwoman, meaning Michael Washwoman Mancuso, send boys to get you? He tried while he was in jail. He tried. He had Johnny Joe, Michael Hippie, sending the guy Dominic, what's his name? Dominic, I'll get his name in a minute. Dominic DeLuca, sending Dominic DeLuca to come kill me. There was a contract. Tried what Michael wanted it done while he was away, so it wouldn't come back on him. Michael's a punk. He's a punk. He won't do it himself. So let's do one better, Michael. Let's go in the ring. You and I. You could get your frustrations out on me. But you're a little bitch boy. You're a bitch boy, washwoman. Washwoman Mancuso, you a bitch boy. You won't do it. I'll use one arm. One arm I could throw punches. I'll let you pick my right or my left. Or we go left or right. Whichever one. That's it. That's the only arm I could punch with. So I could tire out and then that's it. You won't do it. You're soft. You're soft. You're a coward. You're a coward. You hide behind. You have other people do your dirty work because all you're good for, Michael, is killing your wife. That's all you're good for. Because back in the day, you were a junkie and a wife killer. So that's what you're known for. And now you're a boss. You got that boss position by default. Vinny put you in that position. You were an acting captain. You had nothing out there. You had no respect. You probably still have no respect. So, and that's it. So you're a bitch boy. And I know Bruno's probably laughing his ass off. Like, oh, there goes Dom. There goes Dom. Oh, that's my boy. Bruno's probably saying, Dom's a effing rat. But that's my boy. Go Dom. Go Dom. Yeah. Yeah. Dom, what's your email? I'll send another regarding EJ. My email is Dominic, DOMMINICKCICALE @gmail.com. So God bless. Folks, we're going to start wrapping it up. You too, Omar. Hope all is well. Your end. Shooting the dice. Thank you. Rogers, thank you again for the contribution. Can you tell a story about your workout partner, Butch? Oh, do you know Butch? Oh, I'll save that for tomorrow too. All right, Butch. BUTCH workout partner. I have some stories with him. Butch was that mofo was strong. That mofo was strong and built and could fight, could throw hands. Because we play, that mofo could fight and quick. That boy impressed me. Okay, we'll put that tomorrow. Let's see who else. Guys, I'm gonna start wrapping it up. Philly Bob, Dom, have a good evening. Philly Bob, everybody have a good evening. Wish everybody the best. And tomorrow, Cynthia, much love and respect. See everybody tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Sakali's Corner, Unfiltered. Peace out. Have a great evening.